What's going on, nation? I've been experimenting with this device that's on my forehead for a few months now, and a lot of you guys have been asking me questions about it since you've seen it on my Instagram and Facebook posts, and you also saw it in my latest deadlift PI video that I posted this week. So I decided to do a review on it since it's really helped me and so many of you guys are curious about it. First off, I think it looks pretty sweet, and what's funny is a lot of you guys were calling it a DBZ Scouter, which is the first thing that I thought of, and then a bunch of you guys were also saying I look like the Borg from Star Trek. Now I know you guys know that I'm a secret geek and I love to be in tune with gadgets and technology, and I thought this concept sounded pretty awesome, especially if it's going to help me with my gains. But what really caught my attention was the fact that it has these different modes you can choose to either help you sleep, relax when you're stressed, focus to study or work, and even just give you a boost of energy. So this is made by a company called Thync, and it's Thync. And when I read about it, it said that it optimizes your mental and physical performance by tuning autonomic balance. I know, it's a mouthful, right? My first reaction was, if this can help me with mental and physical performance, I'm definitely interested. And the mental part is huge for me because I have so much going on all the time between travel and work and gym and filming and editing that it's hard not to get stressed and lose focus sometimes. And whether I like it or not, it ends up affecting my lifts, and I'm sure a lot of you guys go through the same thing. Anyway, so in a very basic term, I guess, this thing uses electrical pulses to target parts of your nervous system, and it stimulates specific nerves in your head and neck to affect the way you feel. And this tuning is called vibes, or vibing. So if I ever post that I'm vibing, you know what it means. I have this thing on and I'm feeling pretty good. I've actually been testing this for a while now, and I pestered the crew at Thync so much with all my questions that I got to know the entire team, and they're a bunch of cool people. And the way that they explain it to me is that the low-level waves stimulate your nerves so that you can feel a certain way. So kind of like when you feel good and relaxed after a massage, or the good sensation you get from hugging your girlfriend or boyfriend. It's basically the same thing, but in real life, it's really hard for us to control ourselves and be like, okay, right now I want to feel like I'm relaxed, like I just had a massage. You know, we have a hard time doing that. So you pick and choose vibes depending on how you want to feel. And there are different energy vibes for focus or energy, and there are calm vibes if you want to hardcore fall asleep or just unwind. You know, what I like to think of is compare yourself to someone who meditates like on the regular. That person can sit down and just get into meditation mode and relax. Whereas if I did that, I'd get frustrated and I'd probably have to go to the gym to work out because I have a hard time meditating. So kind of the same thing. It helps you get into that state of mind with the calm vibe. And now the concept sounds cool, but does it really work was my first question. Erica's first question too. And can I really do a vibe and relax and fall asleep? Or do I really feel more focused with the energy vibes? So when something so cutting edge like this comes around, we tend to be skeptical, obviously. But I like to force myself to be a bit more open-minded, or I'll miss the boat on cool stuff like this. Plus, I feel like I have to try all these new things so I can bring you guys information to keep you in the loop as well. So how is this gonna help me with my fitness goals and my overall lifestyle? Well, one problem I have is that I have a hard time getting focused in the morning when I'm supposed to be full speed doing computer work, and then at night my brain goes into overdrive when I'm trying to sleep. And I'll literally lay down in bed at like 10 o'clock and I just can't make myself sleep. It's like I feel like I need to be on my phone or watching TV shows or on my computer doing work, and it's almost like I feel like I'm missing out on something if I go to bed too early, you know? It's a weird sensation. And so I started using a calm vibe at night, and it just slows everything down for me, and I can actually relax and go to sleep early. And it's cool because I can feel my body slow down, my heart starts racing, and it's almost like I disconnect from my body. In fact, the first time I tried it was like 3 months ago in Boston at the Thync office, and Erica and my friends over at Colossus Fitness were making fun of me because I was just like out and I was slurring my words. It was really funny. It was pretty crazy. And I don't need to tell you guys how important sleep is for gains. When you sleep, you release human growth hormone, and it is a fact that lack of sleep lowers testosterone. And even Erica used to take an Advil PM every night for years because she has insomnia and she just can't get to sleep at night. And since she started using the sleep vibes, she's completely stopped taking pills. And she does 2 sessions in bed while we're watching TV at night, and she's out. And the vibes only last like 5 to 20 minutes, depending on which one you choose. And when we were talking last night too, we were discussing how it's so nice to not have to rely on medicine or medication to sleep, not only because it saves money, but because sometimes when you do take sleeping medication, you start to get really groggy. And with this, if you decide you want to stop vibing, you can actually just snap out of it because it's not a chemical, it's something that your brain does naturally. I also started using vibes for my lifts. So depending on how I'm feeling, I'll either do an energy vibe to get amped up for my lift, or if I'm arriving to the gym feeling a bit stressed out, I might do a calm, focused vibe to kind of tune everything out and focus on my workout. And my experience was that doing a vibe while warming up is just perfect to get me going. It also forces me to take the time to warm up, which I know a lot of us skip because it's not the most fun part of the workout. And I also tried vibing during a workout like a month ago to see if it would give me a crazy boost when I was going after a deadlift PR. I think I was doing it on Periscope, for those of you who follow me on Periscope. And so I cranked up the most intense energy vibe the app had. And after the lift, I was like super overstimulated to the point where my ears were tingling. And it only lasted like a few seconds, but to be honest, having this thing on was more of a distraction during the lift. So I would stick to warm-ups or rest periods if you're gonna use it while lifting. And you know, it's funny to see how Erica and I use the vibes because we're so different, and a lot of you are gonna probably have, the same reaction. Like for example, I wake up and I do it first thing in the morning so I can wake up my brain to work, where Erica doesn't because she's a ball of energy in the morning, and sometimes I wish I could just mute her until my brain catches up. Then in the afternoon, before we leave the house to go to the gym, she'll do a vibe because she's never excited to leave the house. And then when we get to the gym, I'll do a vibe during the warm-up and she doesn't. So everyone's different. But when we get home, we both vibe in bed. And I'm talking about this. She usually goes for the sleep one, and I like to go for the unwind one. But since posting about Thync, a lot of you had asked specific questions on Facebook and Instagram, and since this is the main reason for the video, I actually brought them directly to the chief of vibes at Thync. His name is Suman, and this guy is a genius. He studied neuroscience at Harvard. So question number 1 was, will Thync cause cancer? And this was actually one of the first questions I had as well. And the answer is no, because electrical energy and electrical fields have been extensively studied over the years, and they're not a risk. In fact, electrical stimulation therapy has already been in use for many years by chiropractors and physical therapists, which is true because when I got into a really bad car accident when I was 18, my chiropractor used it on me to help loosen the tight muscles in my back, neck, and shoulders. And on top of that, the Thync system only uses a fraction of the power when compared to the machine the chiro used on me when I was younger. Number 2, will the vibes cause unwanted side effects? Not at all, guys, but you have to use it as directed. Don't go sticking the Thync where the sun don't shine, if you know what I mean. The one thing they told me is that if you are one of those people who faint or get lightheaded when you see needles or blood, you shouldn't vibe because it could give you the same side effect. Number 3, will the vibes become an addiction? No, because they don't involve the pathways that create addiction like chemicals do, for example. You're using your own nervous system to achieve these effects, which means that you can achieve them naturally, but most of us can't just flip a switch and get relaxed or focused, kind of like what I talked about earlier, comparing yourself to someone who's like an experienced meditator. They're going to be able to get relaxed and focused way faster than I ever could. Number 4, is there a chance the system could overstimulate me and cause brain damage if it's turned up too high? And the answer to this one is no too, because very little energy is making it actually through the skull and nothing is hitting your brain. So that's a big no there. And number 5 is a good one. Are you sure this isn't a placebo effect? A lot of you guys asked this question. And this was a big question for Erica and I as well, because let's face it, a lot of the times we can just convince ourselves if something is working or not. And so Suman told me that Thync has conducted more than 150 internal studies using thousands of subjects, specifically testing the vibes against placebo. They use the combination of biometric analysis and biochemical analysis in surveys. So for example, they would test for changes in your levels of amylase in your saliva, which is a stress indicator. This would mean if you did a calm vibe, you should see a reduction in the amylase, and their results did prove this. Number 6, many of you asked which countries these are available in. Right now you can purchase the thing through Amazon. However, the app is only in English. But even if you don't speak English that well, and you obviously maybe you're watching this video and you don't speak English that well, the app is super easy to use. You basically just need to know, how long you want to do vibe for, and then you press the button. Like, it's super easy. And then the last question I had from you guys was that if it can be used for normal daily life. And this is actually a question I can answer on my own. And you can pretty much vibe anywhere. In general, all you're doing is helping yourself get energized and focused, or calmed and relaxed. And I have actually been vibing on a daily basis since I started testing the product. I use energy vibes in the morning while I get ready and pack my food, and I use them to get more focused in the morning when I sit at my computer to work as well. Now my secret tip is to use energy vibes while gaming for more focus. But Erica thinks that I should be using calm vibes because I can get a bit crazy when I'm playing Destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
She's over here listening to me do this thing. I mean, I can see her point when you fly into battle wielding nothing but your glorious fiery sword and you take out everyone on the opposing team in a non-stop fury of badassness. Yeah, I guess a calm vibe could help me stay focused as well. And so for those of you who play Xbox Live with me, when things get super crazy, more than likely I'm probably vibing. And actually, so Suman had sent me some new vibes that came out, and so there was this new one I wanted to try called Holiday Lights. And then so all of us, I'm in the middle of playing Daily Crucible, and all of a sudden I started seeing like little white flashes in my vision, in my eyes. And I had no idea what was going on, and then it hit me like the vibe was called Holiday Lights, and I was seeing lights. And I just thought it was so crazy that this device could like basically tap into your nervous system and make you see something like that. So it was pretty sweet. Don't worry, the lights stop when the vibe stops, and it's not like you can't see anything. They're just like tiny little lights that flash over. Anyways, so to wrap things up, nation, in the few months that I've been using Thync, it really has made a significant impact on my energy and my focus to work and work out, especially on those days where I just don't feel like doing anything. I mean, I can use an energy vibe to get myself back on track to hit the gym hard, and since I'm a natty, I like that it's a way to improve my life without involving drugs or pills, because you're teaching yourself how to achieve greater levels of energy, focus, and relaxation naturally. And I can think of about 10 people I should probably get one of these for Christmas, and half of them are YouTubers as well. And I just want to add one more really cool thing about it, and I'm sure this is probably a question that's going to arise during this video. What's another really great thing about this, and especially for me doing the calm vibes at night while I'm trying to sleep, is this device is helping you to achieve, like I said, these states of mind naturally. And so in time, you'll be able to get yourself to those points without even having to use the Thync. And so it's a really great device to teach your brain how to flip that switch. And so I want you guys to keep that in mind as you check out the product as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and for those of you who want to learn more about it, you can read the studies they've done, and I'll put a link for those down in the info section below so you guys can check it out. So train hard, make those gains, nation, and as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys. Do you enjoy that video?
You gonna make out with Link?
I don't want to make you jealous. I'll wait till you leave. Check this out, guys. This is so cool. You like that, babe?
That was amazing.
Oh, I just broke it.
I think Link needs an energy vibe. He's kind of stoic.
Guys, this thing was like $50. I saw this in the store and I was like, when am I ever gonna find a posable 16-inch Link ever again? I got it at FYE in the mall. For those of you who are Link nerds like me, you might want to get one. Whoosh.